Trump supporter is furious at the president because his wife was just deported. So now this is Jason Rochester and his wife Cecilia. Now during the 2016 election, he was in favor of Donald Trump. She, for a lot of reasons, was not. Now she said, or he basically made the argument to her that, don't worry, he's only going to go after the bad ones, the bad hombres. So you're going to be safe, you're going to be okay because you do your local ICE checks and everything's going to be fine. Well, it turns out, nope. He told Raw Story that he voted for Donald Trump because he couldn't bring himself to vote for Hillary Clinton. And so he thought, don't worry, Trump wouldn't lie to me. So my family is going to be absolutely safe because she's not a criminal. She's never even received a traffic ticket whatsoever. However, a year after Donald Trump was elected, he, his wife, and their son went to the ICE offices for a regular check-in. This was back in November of 2017. And what happened is, of course, ICE ended up arresting her. I'm sorry, no, they didn't. Hold on. They had watched someone get arrested by ICE, and so she was absolutely afraid. So what she did is instead she self-deported. She, quote, volunteered to go back to Mexico and apply for legal entry. So they figured that she would be able to come back to the United States legally. This is what Trump supporters always tell people. Oh, if you're here illegally, just self-deport and get in line. Get in line. You should be able to come back the legal way and no problem, right? So they thought, okay, look, we'll wait for like a year, maybe 2 years, and then she'll be able to come back in. She'll be a legal citizen, a resident, and we can be on our happy way. What they didn't know is that she would not be able to reapply for about a decade. And then it wasn't even certain that she would be able to get granted entry into the country legally. Now she is currently in Mexico and is not able to visit her kids or see her husband or anything like that. So now Rochester, he says, look, I don't regret voting for Trump in 2016. And this blows my mind, right? Because wait a minute, your wife just got deported, your family has been broken up, and you're still like, you know what, I still don't regret voting for Trump in 2016, but this time I won't vote for him in 2020. Oh, so you kind of learned your lesson sort of halfway, but you have no regrets. That's insanity. Now, Rochester has an interesting sort of history, right? So he voted for Obama in 2008, sat out in 2012 after his wife was not eligible to get papers following the former president's first term. And so that's interesting. So he's one of those former Obama-Trump voters that we're talking about, right? And again, he fell for the lie that, don't worry, we're not going to go after you. We're only going to go after the hardened criminals. We're only going to go after the bad hombres, etc., MS-13 members. But no, that's not what's happening at all. What's happening is that innocent people who have not been accused of any crime other than crossing the border illegally or overstaying their visa, and they're getting rounded up and they're getting deported. So now conservatives look at that and they're like, yes, it's exactly what I want. I want these people to get kicked out. Even, apparently even if it happens to their own family members. I mean, it's completely insane. Insane. But this is what's going on. I mean, this isn't the only isolated incident of this happening. According to American Families United, over 1 million U.S. citizen spouses are inadmissible for re-entry into the United States. These are families that are getting broken apart by Trump's immigration policies and Republican immigration policies. This has real effects, real impacts. You want to call yourselves pro-family by breaking up families. That doesn't make any sense. But again, I think Republicans at this point, Trump supporters at the very least, they're only pro-family when it comes to white families. Again, there's a significant amount of Republicans that still oppose interracial marriage. And people who are a lot older. And so they look at the situation and they say, perfect, just fine. We didn't want her here anyway. And it's amazing to me how this guy can still support his decision to vote for Donald Trump in 2016. But at least at this point, he's not for Donald Trump, but says he's disappointed with both parties on the issue of immigration and might sit out 2020. How do you reach people like this and convince them to actually get involved in the political process the right way? I don't know. And it's a sad story all around. But there are just people that apparently are just, I don't know, you just can't get to.